I am currently transcribing Jenova Quickening from Final Fantasy VII Remake because I want to make a music analysis about it here on YouTube. However, in so doing, I noticed a particular in Jenova's melody that blew me the hell away and explained exactly why I got this melody stuck in my head for the past 20 years. Why is Jenova one of the best melodies ever written in video game history? Well, to make you understand this, let me pull an example from Fallout 4. You know how the main theme from the game goes, right? Those first few notes in the theme are magical. They're imbued with a sense of hope and grandeur. But how did the composer Hamauzu manage to summon such an emotional response with just 2 chords? Well, the answer, which is also related to Jenova's melody, is key changes. In music, changing keys means to go from one tonality to another. When done correctly, it changes the whole scope of emotions that a musical piece can summon. It's kinda like a Final Fantasy character changing class, you know, from, I don't know, a knight to black mage, suddenly you can use dark magic and cast thunder from the skies. In the case of Fallout, the first chord we hear is G sharp in the key of C minor. And the way it resolves in Fallout is with a C major chord in a C major scale. This sudden change from a C minor scale to a C major scale is a modulation. It feels like the sky is clearing up from a storm and a ray of light is coming through the clouds. A key change is a phenomenon that normally occurs only a few times per track, and actually there's plenty of pieces of music which stay in the same key without ever changing at all. But as for Jenova, well, unless I'm wrong, which could be the case because I'm not a music theory expert, but unless I'm wrong, the main melody changes key 11 times in the span of a few minutes. 11! That is absolutely crazy. And the beautiful thing is that it does so all while sounding very simple. Let's check it out. The melody starts by playing the first 5 notes in the D minor scale. But it does so in a very specific pattern that makes it more interesting. The second part of the melody follows exactly the same idea. First 5 notes in the scale and played in that specific pattern we heard before. That sense of repetition helps us familiarize with the track, but if you repeat stuff too much, you can risk having the song become boring. So how did Uematsu add a sense of novelty to everything? Well, he moved the track to an F minor key before repeating the melody again. This is the first set of key changes, ergo, the first time in which Jenova's melody changes phase, like in our Fallout example. The third part of the melody is a bit different, however. It follows a similar mindset, as in, it moves the track to a new key, and then it uses the first 5 notes in the scale in a different pattern, but one that is still easy to remember. And then it moves to an E minor key. If you've been paying attention, you know exactly what the melody does next. Same idea as the third part, but moves to a G minor key and ends on a D minor key. With every key change he did, Uematsu added a layer of freshness and complexity to the track, and in this way, he could get away with using simplistic melodic shapes in Jenova, creating a melody that just about anyone can understand, remember, or sing along to, but doing so in a way that doesn't sound boring and actually sounds cool. When you can remember a melody so easily after listening to it for the first time, that's a dangerous thing that can get it stuck in your head forever. But as if that wasn't enough, the most mind-blowing part is the one that comes after. One where the melody is still quite simple, but changes to a progression of 5 different major keys in a row, each one making the track slightly brighter. Considering this part comes after having a succession of minor keys that kept on making the track darker instead, this sudden brightness in the harmony sounds absolutely epic. So, when we count how many times the Jenova boss track changed its phase this way, we get around 11 key changes in the span of a couple minutes. It changed phase 11 times! Apart from the fact that it sounds so freaking good, pleasant and fresh, this concept represents Jenova's nature perfectly. Think about it, Jenova is a shape-shifting creature whose appearance and face keeps on changing throughout the whole game. When she fell on Gaia, she assumed the form of an ancient to convince the ancient civilization that she's actually one of them, while she instead was something much bigger, much more complex than that. She's a shape-shifting alien. In the same exact way, her musical theme, which masks itself as a simple melodic idea, hides an incredible degree of complexity because it secretly shape-shifts to 11 different keys in the span of a few minutes. A shape-shifting melody for a shape-shifting creature. This is the way Uematsu chose to represent Jenova, and it fits better than anything anyone could have ever thought of. And this is also the reason why this track is so cool to hear. Mind utterly, completely blown. If the idea of 11 key changes as a way to represent a shape-shifting alien doesn't make you excited about the music of Final Fantasy, I don't know what will. The fact that it took me years to realize this just makes me feel very stupid and makes my respect for Uematsu grow immensely. Damn. Anyway, I'm gonna make a full analysis of Jenova Quickening from FF7 Remake on this channel. Subscribe if you want to see that and not lose track of that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.